Hello and welcome to Rally Fighters, or welcome to Race Space. This is the Rally Fighters Championship that we're doing tonight with Rallycross. I see we've picked up Artem here, so Artem is in this race. That's good. That means I won't be alone like I was going to be. Joining me on commentary tonight is Ratek. You'll know him if you've watched our streams before. How's it going there, Ratek?
How's it going? Alright, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to Rallycross.
Yeah, it's always glad to get back to a bit of rallycross action.
There's always action in Rallycross, good or bad. Okay, we are just gonna double check here. We're supposed to get berries in this race as well. I know he's struggling with his internet. He is resetting, I think, so he might just make it. We've just finished setting up our stream, so we're not 100% sure where he's at with that right now. Okay, I'm just going to send him one more invite here so that he can try. So, what do you think of this track that we're about to do tonight?
Left-hander afterwards, and that always just catches a fair few people out, catches myself out a fair few times. So
Yeah, it's all about the landing on that jump. Is if you take it at an awkward angle and you stuff up the landing, then you shoot off into the grass patch, or you shoot off into the other grass patch, or you shoot off into a tire stack in the next corner.
There's plenty of objects to land into, isn't there? I think
or you could land on your roof. I've done that a few times. I know Shark won't want to land on his roof with this one. He's not had a good run so far in finals.
Super unlucky for Jacques in the last one, and I think he's out to redeem himself after.
I think so.
That.
I see Berries is in now. We'll just wait for him to get his correct car. No, he's disconnected. We'll wait for him to try one last time, and then I think we're going to have to go. We are a couple minutes over here.
It's a shame. We would have had one more car joining us tonight in this qualifying one. This race, which is Matt Morris, but
yeah, we can't find him at the moment. He's lost. Hope he's okay. But just looking back to last season, the winner of this race, this was actually our final race of the season, was Comaneci. We haven't seen him in action this season yet, but we have seen him in the GT3 series we run, Race of Nations. So we are looking forward to when he'll be joining us again for a race. And he will be bringing, I believe, a Mercedes to the lineup. We haven't had a Mercedes since season 2, I think. So it'll be very cool to see a Mercedes in the lineup again.
I'd be quite looking forward to seeing that, because I mean, nobody has used like the Mercedes and got like. Comaneci is a very competent driver. I'm sure he could make that car work like we haven't seen it worked on tracks before.
I think so. I did see one guy before, but he didn't compete in the main season of our series. He used that car and he did very well.
Yeah.
So it is possible. It's just very different from any of the other cars. I find it quite heavy. It doesn't seem to. You guys know that I like to drift a lot and swing the car out. It doesn't like to do that in that car. So it doesn't really suit my style at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just see Berries is struggling there again. I think we're going to have to go, unfortunately.
He would still have plenty of chance to join the other three qualifying rounds, so I'm sure he'd score enough points to do well in them three. Hopefully he can.
Okay, we need a director here, so I'm just going to make sure we got Jacques. I did send him an invite earlier. Just waiting on our director and then we'll be going. But I took a look at all the race winners over the years the other day. I've got a list here that I'll be talking about as we work our way through the event. It's quite an interesting list actually. Let's count here. So there's 12 people that have actually won races in our series. 12 different people.
That's a good amount of different drivers. Shows that there's a good variety of whether it's car or track or whether it's down to just driver, suited to each track. See, Jack is in now.
Okay, we got our director, we got our two drivers, and let me just invite him to the party chat. Does look like he's got his mic on there. Alrighty, he will likely be joining the party chat now, and I'm gonna launch. I'm gonna go silent for my race, guys. I've got a lot of fast people that I need to try beat here, but I'll likely be crashing, so
best of luck, mate. Best of luck, and use this one to find your feet, so to speak.
Yeah. Cool. Good luck on the commentary, and good luck to Artem.
Thank you very much. Right, so Carl will just be going off, and as soon as they join the lobby, they'll be downloading their setups that they've probably already made. Artem, I think it's the first time that we're going to see him this season so far. He has joined us in previous seasons. He is good, and I think he may have used that livery on the Focus before now. Jack joins me in on commentary. How you doing, Jack?
Yes, how's it going, guys?
How's it going? Carl's already left to get in the zone, so to speak. So it's down to me and you again.
Let's get him off the line.
Cool, so it seems like we don't have a lot of people in race 1.
No, I think Matt Morris hasn't joined, and unfortunately Barris is having problems again.
Okay.
On the way, Carl's had a super good start. Artem not too far. I thought he would have gone for the Joker. As I say, it's a very tight technical track, isn't it, this one?
It definitely is, and it seems like Artem kind of realized that on the first lap.
Yeah. It's another place where it can catch out.
Yeah, definitely. I have my suspicion that Artem didn't really practice too much, because he definitely is one of the faster guys, but if he starts spinning on the first lap, then you know something's up.
Yeah.
But it seems like Kyle has a very comfortable lead now after going through the Joker.
Yeah, it's just whether he can keep it clean, keep it restrained as well. We know how Carl's driving style is very flamboyant, shall we say.
Yeah.
When it comes to tyre smoke, he's the one to watch. This track can seriously bite you when you have to be super smooth through that section, I think.
Yeah, definitely. A few of the guys have complained about. Ooh, okay. A few of the guys have complained about Sector 2, just because of the dirt, and you can't really go flat out, and you have to really be careful.
Yeah.
It seems like Artem is just struggling.
Yeah, I think I was trying to recall it. Was he in that livery last time that we saw him?
Yeah, I think he was.
I think it did make an appearance, didn't it?
Yeah,
I recall.
yeah, and I believe he drove a lot better last time. No offense to
As
him.
you say, he's probably just jumped straight into it. We were waiting for him a little while, so it just shows that he might have had something else. But Carl's car looks very intact, very nice and clean still. All the bumpers on, which is always a good sign around here. I'm sure mine will be dislodged at some point. Normally is. Nice clean win there. Artem,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm sure he'll be jumping in, having a practice before his next qualifying heat. I'm sure you'll see him at a different pace when he comes back.
Oh yeah,
How's
for
it
sure.
going,
I think
Jacques?
that. How's it, Carl?
Yeah, good,
Nice,
good.
nice win there.
Yeah, I decided not to push too hard, just keep it together and get the win, just to get some sort of points. Who knows what goes on in the next races? Maybe there's some crashing. Maybe I can get a couple positions just by getting a clean race there. So
Yeah, Mark and I were just discussing now that you weren't going to.
I thought about it. I had to save myself on the one lap. There was one lap I came very close to that column, my favorite column.
Yeah. No, but it was awesome. Very neat race to watch. Because obviously in the qualifying you do need to aim for a good time rather than try and like fight it out for the win. So
And usually I just fight myself. So okay, so we are going to invite the next guys now. So we've got Matsutsi, Kento, Matt. That's the other Matt, not the Matt that we just needed. And Mark, who is here. So Shihak, you are going to stay there as director.
awesome.
And I am going to become the broadcaster. Mark is racing. So just to confirm what I heard earlier, you were talking about Artem's car. He did use that same livery last time, same car. So he is, I mean, I think when he gets back into it again, he's probably going to be quite strong. He's definitely used to that car. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just inviting people. I'm concentrating. I'm not a very good multitasker. Yeah. If you listen enough. Is that people don't know where they are some of the time. They don't know what day it is. They That's all we can do. Just give it our best. I hope everyone enjoys it. The viewers and the drivers. Oh yes, we are missing our winner, first winner of the season, getting his first race in Dirtfish. I think long deserving one, but finally getting it. And Jacques, that brings me to you. You are our person who's won the most races. You're sitting at 5 wins at the moment. I looked into it quite a bit. You've won 4 wins in season 1, and your last win you had was in season 2. So you've gone a season now without a win. So I'm sure you're hungry for a win as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, my favorite track is Hull, which was the last win I got. So hopefully in that round I'll be strong. But obviously these few rounds as well, I'll try and do my best. And see how
Also,
it goes.
Hell is one of those tracks I think most people find is their favorite. So I think you're going to have some tough competition.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, the guys
I mean,
are ready here. We're going to just double check and
Yeah.
go. Cool.
Cool. So I'm guessing your money is on your teammate, hey, Carl?
That's how I'd like it to go, but I definitely think looking from Dirtfish, those Fords are going to give us a hard time. Those black and blue Fords of Kenny and Matt Kebe, they are.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones that we were battling most at Dirtfish. I think Ratek with Kenny and myself with Matt. So
Yeah.
It's
so
definitely a sore subject with Kenny. He pipped me by a few thousandths of a second, so I've got.
it's your turn to do it now. This is your where you redeem yourself.
yeah.
It's a sore
No,
point in our
not
team
sure
as
on
well,
this one.
because I go out there for the style points, you go out there for the winning points, and you didn't get that win. No pressure. Good luck, Mark.
No pressure. Cheers.
Yeah, good luck,
right.
Mark.
That's the best. So,
So I see on the front row we've got Mark,
Mark.
aka Ratic.
Got our Bruce Lee Citroen there with Matsutsi, and the black Citroen we can see to the left. Hiding behind Mark, I believe, would be Kebe in his Ford, which seems to be blocked at the moment. You will see it as they
Yeah.
pull off. And on the very right side in the blue Honda, we've got Kento.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Ford isn't sticking out because it's so big.
There it is. Now we can see it.
Yeah. So they're off to a good, clean start.
So we got 2 cars into the Joker. It's Ratek and Kento into the Joker there. Matsutsi and Kebe and Matt there. In the Ford, take the normal route. Over the jump they go. So
Yeah,
we
Matsutsi
didn't see
having a good start.
Matsutsi. We didn't see Matsutsi at Dirtfish. This is his first race now in season 4. He used this the previous season as well, this car in colourless, so it is familiar to us.
Yeah, so I think most of the guys this season are just taking cars that they are very comfortable with instead of experimenting.
Yeah, I think a lot of the experimenting has been done already with some of the guys that have been here a long time. Like myself, I went back to my season 1 car.
Yeah.
After doing 3 seasons in completely different cars just to try it out. Just following Ratek here now through the wall section. It's quite a tight section. What the guys tend to do there, as you can see Kento doing in the background, they just run it slightly wide into the wall there. You can see the sparks come out.
Yeah, and then there goes Matsutsi and
Yo, I thought Ratek was going to
Kebe.
merge there a bit closer. That was very close. So it shows that the guys in the front are actually putting in the fast lap times. Matsutsi not very slow there at the front. He is starting with a bit of a punch there now.
yeah, but TKB is really on his tail now, putting on the pressure.
Tough to overtake on this track. It's most of these corners are very tight, and if you go for the move, you can overshoot and go into the columns. Like there, Matsutsi goes off into the columns, picking up what I'm sure is quite a bit of damage there.
Yeah, he was definitely feeling the pressure there from that mistake. And now
But
TKB
that's what
is
you
in
need to
front.
do in second place, is you just hold your position there and wait for the mistake.
Yeah. But I mean, because it's so tight, you have to kind of like also be aware what's going on in front of you to kind of read the person if they do make a mistake.
Yeah, you need to be able to save both you and the person in front. He didn't do anything wrong. It was Matsutsu's fault from what I saw. But that's just pressure. I mean, it's so easy on that corner. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of that tonight. Those columns have claimed quite a few bumpers over the seasons.
Cool, so there are your winners.
Phew. Sushi was going in there. There's a lot of tyre smoke. Couldn't quite see going into the corner. And I didn't know what to expect on the apex in between them columns. There's a super fast pace though from Matsusik and.
But yeah, it wasn't slow. You guys were going very quick there. I was pretty surprised that with their fight going on, that they still made it out in front of you. Just shows that they were putting in the times.
Yeah, definitely. It was a close merge on that Joker.
Cool, guys. I'm gonna head out. I will
For
join
your
you
race.
guys after this race. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
So clear you there. You can pick your car.
Cool.
Okay, we need the guys that were in here to leave. I see we've picked up berries along the way. He is in the wrong race though. Let's just invite the guys for this next race. We've got Marius, Mark, Jacques and Kenny. Obviously not the Mark we just raced with. This is another Mark who we saw at Dirtfish. So Mark, how did that race go for you? Yeah, it's definitely a mistake we're probably going to see a lot more of tonight. It's one of the easiest things to do. I almost did it in my round. I almost hit the inside one.
Yeah.
Had to make a bit of a recovery there. You guys probably picked
I
up
think the
on it.
camera was on you at that point, and yeah, we could see you just
I had to
altering your line a bit.
hit the handbrake and adjust the angle there. But yeah, so as you guys can see, we probably got a bit too many people here. This isn't looking right. We got to get rid of Kebe here. I think he was in the race previously. We need to we got you as you go director. I'll go broadcaster. We got Mark, Jacques, Marius and Kenny. I think Berries wants to squeeze in here. I don't know if we're gonna let him though. It's not his race. That would up it to a 5-car race, which I suppose not fair on the guys. They were all going to be 4-car races. Yeah, it's.
It'd be a shame to kick him out if he is connected, though, isn't it? But
it would be. But
I know what you're saying. It's one of them situations. Do you want me to go in the chat and see if the other guys mind, or?
Yeah, you can do that if you want to just jump in there and have a check.
Be back in a second.
Sorry guys, we're just figuring out what to do here. Berries was supposed to be in the first race, but he has been having some internet issues. So we're just checking if the guys are okay with a 5-car race, as obviously more cars you put on the track makes it more difficult to race. There's more cars to hold you up, more things that can go wrong. It can affect your lap time quite significantly. That's why a race like what I did with just the 2 cars is probably a bit of a dream send. I doubt
Yeah,
I got the
the
fastest time, but it's kind of what you want
just
in a timed event. What is that,
just
Mark?
spoke to the other guys. Nobody minds if Barry joins in on this one.
Okay, cool. So Berries will be taking part in this one then. So it will be a 5-car race. So we got the 2 teammates there in the VWs. They got off to a good start there in Dirtfish. Marius did very well. I think he qualified 4th because I was in 5th, I think. So
Yeah, super strong run from his first round of joining the rally fighters.
yeah, he was already taking it to the more experienced rally fighter guys. Let's see what he can do here. I think also we're going to see some guys racing a lot quicker. This track is a little, although it's also quite technical in areas and tricky, it's probably less intimidating than Dirtfish. Dirtfish is definitely one of those ones that's a bit out there compared to the other tracks. Alright, so as we said previously in the race, there is a car that gets hidden by this car on the front right of the grid. So in this case it is Marius in the yellow VW Polo of the same livery as Barry's there on the left, who we can see. We've got Kenny in the Ford there. At the very back is Jacques in that star livery Ford. And with the Monster on the front we got Mark in the Citroen. And they're off. 2 cars take the Joker, the rest on the normal standard lap there. Ooh, a collision there between the 2 teammates, the Polos. Marius spins off. It seems Barry is, I don't know, on my screen he's jumping around a bit, I'm not sure on your side.
Yeah, same here.
So that could have maybe affected Marius there a little bit. It is very tough sometimes to drive with people with lag, especially in rallycross. So this has now put Jacques into 3rd from starting at the back of the grid. He's taken his Joker as well, so he is actually potentially gonna come out in front. If he can put in some fast laps now, he could be the leader, even though he's in 3rd place at the moment. Sorry, Kenny is also jokered. I didn't see that earlier. So this race, if Jacques can catch Kenny, would be between them. Barry is in front now, the only driver to not have jokered. To be honest, he's going to take it now, I think, just to release them. He probably could have held it to the last lap. That might have benefited him a bit more. I can see he's jumping around quite a bit there. So on with Kenny now. Kenny just needs to keep it clean now for another lap. He's got the distance between him and Jacques there to keep it as well, I think, if he doesn't make any mistakes. No one over driving it there into that corner, just keeping it clean and getting through.
I think Marius has done well. He's caught back up onto the. He's not too far away.
He's definitely back in it there.
Yeah.
And Kenny crosses in 1st, Jacques 2nd, Barry's manages 3rd, Marius right behind him there in 4th, and that is Mark in the Citroen at the back. Remember, he is on controller, so he is getting used to the game still on a controller, which isn't easy, especially for rallycross. So he's also not doing too bad at all.
I think these tighter tracks, he'll suffer more because you've got to be so precise. When you get to a more open,
I think tracks like Hell maybe.
Yeah.
I think
you got more room to. to slide and catch the drift and stuff, which definitely helped him then.
Definitely.
Some super fast lap times there, all in the 34s.
It was very good from the guys. Okay. So now that was the end of the first qualifying round. We're on our way to the second round of qualifying now. The first race is going to be made up of Kento, Matt Morris, if he's appeared. We don't know yet.
I don't think he's appearing tonight. I'm afraid, mate.
Matsutsi and Artem. Okay, so Jacques is gone. Good. So now we're just going to add the guys we need. So what did you think of the performance from those drivers there, Mark? Sometimes the boring racing is the best racing for the driver in a qualifying session. You kind of want that open space, not a lot of pressure on you, just putting in the laps.
Yeah.
It's not always the best for viewing, but as a driver, it's kind of what you want.
Yeah. And I think, like with Marius, he just had that slight bit of contact then, which dropped him that little bit behind, but he's still...
It's definitely impressive pace. We know he's quick in the GT3 series that we run. He's been doing very well there. But yeah, I might be mistaken, but I think he's pretty new to the whole rallycross thing. So it is impressive to see him adjusting so quickly.
He doesn't come across that. Doesn't give that impression, does it? You know, not many people can join in and be as quick as what he is showing.
Just waiting on Artem here. I'm hoping that he's at his PlayStation. He's showing online, but you never know if someone gets up from their chair for a second.
I've had a reply off Matt Morris. Unfortunately, he won't be joining us for the rest of the evening.
Okay.
Work as
that old thing.
Yeah, gets in the way. Gets in the way these days. I mean, you know, when I eventually do go back to work, I'm going to apply for half days, at least a month.
You got to tell them that the job's interfering with your racing. It's time for adjustment.
I've had a lot more time to practice and stuff. I haven't got any better yet, but I've enjoyed the practicing. So it's definitely you've got to take the positives, haven't you, out of a bad situation.
You do. We just got to wait on Artem here. I don't know what's happening with him. I'm just going to send him a message. Obviously, guys, we try to run things smoothly, but it is all happening live. There are real people in all of these races, and yeah, you can't control everything that happens, unfortunately. It would be weird if we could. But yeah, just while we're waiting here, let's take a look at some stats. So here's an interesting stat. The first ever winner we had in the series, a race winner, was Derashan. He actually won the first 2 races in a row, which was quite impressive. He was in an Audi that season. He won Spain and France.
I see Artem has joined now and he's in the right livery.
See, he's there, his thumbs are up, and we can go. Sometimes I think it would be easier just to take the Joker. I feel like the Joker should have been the normal lap, and the normal lap could have been the Joker lap with this one.
Yeah, it's. I definitely like to take the Joker more often than the normal lap because of that barrier. The columns that just sit there.
It's sitting wrong at 90 degrees there. It should be more angled to allow us to slide through there more. It would help me with my sideways drift through there. Alright, 3 cars in this round because we're missing Matt Morris, who had some work that he had to do. So we got Matsutsi there in what it is, I'm pretty sure that's a Bruce Lee on the side of his car. We call that the Bruce Lee Citroen. Got the Red Bull Honda there with Kento and Artem in the Ford. It's quite an interesting livery there Artem's got. It's like one side you think it's him, but then it's not the right color, and you go, wait a second, is it him? Artem a bit slow there off the line. He was slow off the line in the first one as well, if you remember right. I remember getting a bit of a better start than he did. Okay, so Matsutsi out ahead. He goes quite wide there. I see a lot of the guys running wide over that jump there.
Race going on.
Little went out of control there for Artem. He's taken a bit of damage there. So that allowed Kento now to get clean air. He's taken his Joker as well, so he's just going to be wanting to put in the clean laps now. I think it looked like Matsutsi also went, but Matsutsi is taking some interesting lines there. I don't think his Joker registered. I'm pretty sure he went Joker there.
Right. As you say, it hasn't registered, has it? Sometimes the guys have, and it doesn't register, does it? If you get a wheel on the grass, it doesn't show up. No, he's gone for his Joker now.
Okay, so he must have taken the normal route. Maybe he made a mistake or something on the normal lap, because he seemed to take a while to get around that corner.
Yeah.
Over the jump he goes. He still runs it quite wide. If you remember right, we had to get quite strict at the final last season with this track. Guys were abusing the limits a little bit. We might have to look into it here if the guys appear to be doing it all the time.
Kento's managed to close right up onto the back of Matsutsi now.
I see that.
He had pulled away a little bit, but super tight now. Is Kento going to try and do a move?
Kento might, maybe just after the jump. I think maybe Matsutsi getting a bit sideways here on the dirt compared to Kento. Ooh.
Oh, just a little bit of
paints
there.
The wall there a little bit.
You got Matsutsi takes the win. Kenton pretty
got
close.
Artem,
You got me calling him Kenton.
Artem in the back there. He's not too far behind, so he actually carried on there, which was good effort there. But yeah, that was a good first race for qualifying 2. On to qualifying, well, still qualifying 2, but the second race.
Or you're back in with Jacques.
Ooh,
on this one.
that's gonna
Yes.
be a tough one. So it would appear then, if it's me and Jacques, you're probably gonna be alone in commentary here.
Yep, all alone in the commentary box. That's
And I got Marius in my session. This is gonna be a... We're gonna have to get one of these guys on camera for you here. Preferably someone who we are in relatively good communication with, so that they know. Yeah, let's invite Kenny in. Usually it would be Barry's, but he's struggling with his internet. We don't want him to drop out, and then it sticks on one camera view for you. So Jacques, Kenny, Mark, and Marius. So Mark brought up earlier when I was speaking to him, he says, I got to redeem myself now from what happened in that last Dirtfish qualifying when we last raced each other. Don't know if you remember that race. It was quite a close finish between the two of us. He just managed to beat me. So that might be a rivalry for you to watch for there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna jump in and speak to Kenny, see if he'll join.
Alright.
Join.
Just while we're waiting on Kenny and Mark. No, Mark is in. Oh, it's my car that needs to be there. Okay, just while we wait for our director, let's go through some more names here. So Jacques is sitting at 5 wins for our series. He holds the record for most wins in the Rally Fighters series at the moment. The next closest is 3 wins from Magnus, whose PSN name was Bocca Bomb. If you watched previous seasons, you probably would have seen him around. And then there's a few guys that are sitting on 2 wins at the moment. So these guys are going to be looking now, obviously, to overtake Magnus's record, as he's not racing this season, and edge a bit closer towards Jacques' record there. We got D, who he might race a race later on in the season. I'm still speaking with him. Johnny isn't racing this season. He's focusing more on his real life racing. He's starting to get a bit more in with some teams and things, I believe. Kamenachi, who we haven't seen yet, he is registered, but he's sitting on 2 RS Ripper, not racing this season so far. So not really anyone that can. So of those guys, it's going to be tough. It'll be all the guys sitting on 1 win then. Sitting on 1 win, we've got myself, Young Webb, Martin number 10, Ripper Rapper, Mark Ratek, who you guys know, who is on this chat usually. He's just trying to find Kenny there. I think he's got him now. Okay, got Kenny in. Oh, and Ryan picked up a win at Dirtfish. So of those guys, it's Ryan, Ratek, and myself looking to add to our win total. I wonder if we can do it.
I'd like to get a few more wins, but it's super tight, you know, with the competition, isn't it?
It would be nice.
Once in a blue moon.
It would be nice to get one somewhere. Just that 1 win, but it's not going to be easy. Okay, I think these are the guys. I'm just double checking. It looks good, and we're off. I'm gonna go silent. I'm gonna leave you in the hands of Mark here. Good luck on the stream.
Okay. Cheers, mate. Have a good luck for the race. Keep it clean, keep it tidy. So yeah, we're getting underway for the next race. Hopefully, there's a super competition that Carl's got in this one. Jacques, Marius, and even Mark. All depends on where they get qualifying on the grid, the grid position, should I say. So we'll see. As soon as they've drawn up to the grid, choose their setup, we'll get them underway. We've got Kyle starts on pole with Jacques next to him. And then you got Mark, and then Marius. I'd say Kyle and Mark probably favourites to go Joker first, being on that side. It's going to be interesting. Focus of Jack is going to get a good launch off there. They're on the go and they're off down into the first corner. Carl and Jack were neck and neck. As I say, Carl's gone for the Joker there. Three of Jack, Marius, and then Mark showing up there. And Carl's closed them in a little bit. They all make the jump pretty clean from what I can see. Jack edging away, but Marius is definitely keeping him under pressure. I think Mark's made a mistake because I could just see Carl in the background there. The race definitely here is between Marius and Jack. Marius dives for his Joker, try and get some clean air. Carl, just see him tweaking that handbrake. He loves that handbrake, he loves the slide. He managed to control it through there, nice and controlled. Mark's on the back of him, so he's not too far away, keeping him honest. Kyle, I'm pretty confident he's keeping it nice and controlled in qualifying. Jacques back out in front. He's pulled a bit of a gap, I'd say, but he hasn't actually jokered yet. So has Marius made enough time up? I mean, it's 2.6, I think, 2.9. Has he just made a mistake in that form? He's dropped a bit of time there. Couldn't see him coming over the jump. Jack just keeping it super smooth, doing what he needs to, setting a good lap time, setting a good overall time. Marius, car looks unscathed, so I don't think he's had any heavy contact anywhere. Jack going for his Joker now. Just nice flicking on the handbrake. Super smooth, no smoke, nice distance in front of Marius. It's pretty clear. Like 2 seconds between them, so there's no pressure being felt, I wouldn't say, by Jack. He's just doing his own thing. Carl, he comes over the Joker. Carl still looking all intact. The minis normally lose their front bumpers. So Jack takes the win, Marius second, and Carl just going through, just touched the wall on that section. So Carl in third, and Mark just coming around now in fourth, which
fighting my urge a lot on that first turn to just throw it in there.
Saw that handbrake being tweaked a couple of times, but I could tell by the amount of smoke that wasn't coming off your car for once. I thought he's keeping it nice and reserved and controlled there. So some good lap times there. Jacques Marius 34s, dipping 36, and Mark 37. I mean, it's overall times, isn't it, that count on the qualifying. It's not the fastest lap, so it's.
Okay. No, I'm here. I was just screenshotting and saving replays.
Yeah.
I see Artem wrote a message now. It says he hasn't played Project Cars much in a while, so it's,
No, he hasn't been on that other game, has he?
I think we can see. No, I don't know if he's been on that one. I've seen sometimes he seems to be on Farm Simulator, so maybe he's used to driving tractors. I don't know how that game works.
I
Yeah, we can use some help here. We got Kenny is gonna. No, hold on. Yes, Mark will be racing in the next one, so your services are required.
Cool.
Okay, just gonna shuffle the guys we've got in here first. Kenny is in. Berries and Matt. Oof, this is gonna be a fast one. Yeah, that lag might have affected Marius there in the first one. He seemed to be jumping around slightly. Marius did spin off in the beginning. I wonder if that was part of that, but we'll see how it progresses through the night. Alright, you got my teammate here. Secretly I'll be rooting for him. I'm not allowed to play favorites, being the organizer, but if you hear any cheering, it wasn't me. But it was, really.
But I must say those minis are looking quite strong. Very stable.
Yeah, I think Mark's a bit quicker in it than I am. I tend to hit the handbrake a bit more often, but
Yeah. But I mean, you are trying to be more careful in qualifying because it's not the final, so you can't really full send.
Yeah, I'm only realizing that about halfway through the corners though. I'm having to adjust my nose midway through.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to get too excited.
So we got Kenny and Matt here, our teammates in this season, and so we got two of those black and blue Fords. The 14 and 15 cars, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, driving a Ford myself in this championship, it's not the easiest thing to maneuver.
It's a little bit bigger than some of the cars. It's a nice car though. It handles pretty decently. There's nothing horrible about it really, other than the length. Sometimes can make it a bit more difficult to get around tighter spaces. But it's been quite a popular car throughout the seasons that we've hosted. So. Alright, the Mini there, we could just see the roof of it. It's a bit taller than that Polo. You can see it's stuck there at the back. Little tiny Polo there at the front with berries. Can berries put in some fast laps from the front here? Very good pull by Kenny there on the inside. Berries and Matt now go Joker. Mark and Kenny now standard lap. Ooh, I'm not sure what's happening there with lag. It's not looking good. We can't quite confirm if that actually happened or not. We're not sure where Berries is.
Yeah, I think he might have been pushed off track by TK, but it probably is because of the lag.
He was already lagging, I think, into that corner, so that wouldn't have helped much.
No, so very confusing there for TK.
Yeah. Okay, so Kenny. Ooh. Kenny into the wall there. That is going to hurt him quite a lot. I think he's just clipped Ratek there now as well. So Ratek and Kenny in a
Jeez.
hot battle there. Kenny falls off the jump, so does Ratek. This puts Berries right back in the race now, right behind Ratek. Both will have picked up some damage. I'm sure we can see that bumper has come right off the Mini now.
And I mean, TKB is right in front, and these three guys at the back must still take their Joker.
Only Kenny must take his Joker. The rest have taken it. So
Okay.
Kenny really hurt himself hitting that column. It put these other guys right behind him again. So he's probably, unless these other two fight each other, which, I mean, Ratek could be slowed down here by this glitchy car of Berries. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it's likely that Kenny's going to drop back a position or two once he's jokered.
Yeah, I think for Kenny's sake, I mean, for Ratek's sake, I will probably play it safe and just stay behind Berries. Because Berries is quite quick, so if you do get a good
so
time...
Kenny actually gets out ahead of Ratek there. It was unexpected. Ratek obviously picking up a little bit more damage, I think, than what we expected.
Yeah, for sure.
So that made it a very comfortable race there for Kebe, who just has all the space he needs to take the win there. Berries in second, Kenny in third, and Ratek in fourth. Remember, Berries did fly the wrong way off the jump there, so their times probably could have been a lot better than what they were. I'm wondering how it's going to stack up against the other guys from this round, seeing as a lot of these guys are pretty much the usual fast guys, if you will. So it's going to be interesting. This would have helped the other guys a bit.
Yeah, I know. Lag and a bit of issues. It gives a bit of a chance for the other guys to catch up and qualify quite well. Even though the lap times are looking quite good, I must say.
Alrighty.
That was a tough one.
That was a roller coaster.
Fighting one car after another there. You fought with everyone on the track.
Yeah. I thought it was going quite well to start
I know
with.
it's called Rally Fighters, but you don't have to fight every car.
Now you gotta fight them all. Fight them all. I'll even fight you. I'll take you on. It's
Maybe
no,
we'll
just
see that in a
unfortunate
semi or a
that-
final if we make it there.
It's just a little bit of contact here and there, which just alters your lines, and yeah, I just couldn't find my rhythm in that one.
Alright,
That's-
so
that's
now
very
we
good.
move on to the third qualifying round. We've got Kento, Matt, who cannot join us, so it's a 3-car race again. Kento, Matsutsi, and Artem. I'm just inviting the guys now. So Mark, just give us a run through of what exactly happened there in your race. It looked like you picked up a bit of damage there with a bit of the battering and all that, so we thought maybe you picked up a bit more damage than we initially thought. Yeah, it was interesting. Once we saw Kenny hit that column, which is famous for removing bumpers of cars, we knew that it was going to become a much more interesting race than what we first thought.
Of downfall as me, we can actually hear the commentary in our headsets.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes away, you can't hear your engine rev, which you need a lot, which I'm just making excuses here. I've got a book full of them.
Like a real race car driver.
Yeah.
But no, it does.
It's just
It plays a
distraction.
big effect. As especially me, I can't concentrate on too many things at once. So I sort of get locked into uh, sometimes what people are saying, and then mess up the driving a little. Okay. I think we got all three guys now. It looks correct, and we're off. So if you guys are wondering why it seems that some of these guys have raced each other quite a lot, is because the way that this works is qualifying 1 is a completely random draw. So I use a randomizer app on my phone, I put the names in, it pulls them out, and that is who races who. But when we get to qualifying 2, it changes. What happens with this one is the guys that qualified the highest in the first round, so it's going to be the same every round, but it'll be the previous round. So for us now, that was Dirtfish. The guys that qualified highest in Dirtfish qualifying 2 race each other, and then the slower guys race each other from that one. And it's the same story for qualifying 3 and 4. Qualifying 3 from Dirtfish, those guys are together. So it's these guys now that are in the first race are pretty much the guys that didn't compete, or the slower guys from those rounds. So that is why we're seeing a lot of Artem and Matsutsi together in their first round. Okay. Artem, another slow launch there, it seems. No, it was a jump start by Kento.
Yeah.
That's not what you want in qualifying. That is a 0 points, unfortunately. That hurt you and Matt quite a lot last week. Or last... Ooh! Matsutsi out there into the inside wall. That is going to hurt him a lot.
So it gives Artem a
breath of fresh air.
Yeah, no pressure, just drive and do your own thing now.
So Artem's been struggling, as he said earlier. He hasn't played in a while, so he is getting used to it. But I think he's going to be adjusting as we go. He hasn't crashed anything here. He's just keeping it nice and clean.
I mean, a good advantage as well, if he's used that car before in previous seasons, he should have setups already made for it, which can help you.
That's a possibility. Some of the guys I don't think use setups. I've never used setups much. If I have, it's usually just to change my fuel. But yeah, Matsutsi, I think, picked up a lot of damage on that impact. You can see he's struggling with his steering a bit there, twitching. Takes his Joker. Artem hasn't taken his Joker here, so let's see what he does. Let's go on board with him. It's quite a funky livery, that.
Yeah, I quite like it. You can imagine it confuses the commentators a bit if you
not
get it in
taking the joke. Maybe he took it and it didn't register. I'm not sure. I didn't see him take it. We might have to look back at that one. Let me just take a note of that.
He definitely looks a lot more stable in the car already. I know
compared to the
no
first race, definitely.
Yeah.
He does seem to be struggling a lot with his starts, though. He's getting very late starts compared to the other guys. Matsutsi,
Yeah,
Bruce Leeing the wall there.
Shame for Kento there, but I think that's his first jump start since he's joined us. It's always a strong learning curve.
Well, he's definitely going to be doing more of those. Everyone's done them.
Yeah. to try and get a good launch. Especially he was starting at the back, wasn't he? So I think he was quite eager to try and make up a position off the start line or something. But
The start is really important. If you can get a good launch there and get out ahead, then it's definitely a benefit. You don't want to be stuck behind guys that are potentially slower than you in qualifying, because it will hold you up and affect your possible times. Okay, so race 2, we are going to have Kenny, myself, Mark, and Marius. I'm just struggling here. It's not letting me send invites to people. Sure, I don't want to leave. I want to send invites, but it's not working. Are you able to invite people, Mark?
I am.
You might have to send
haven't
invites
got Marius.
because mine is not inviting. You might be able to, when you go to your invites, check there at players met.
Yep.
My invite just
Yep.
stopped working now. I can't press the button. I press it and the invites do not come up. So I hope that's not going to affect the stream.
Was on Mark?
So it is Marius, Mark, and Kenny. We got Marius and Kenny here. We're just waiting on Mark.
Sent the invoice. Invoice?
Invoice.
I've sent them all an invoice.
Yeah. Got to pay to get into this session. No. You don't actually. But don't tell them
No.
that.
Yeah, no payments involved in this racing community. It's
Okay, we got 3 cars. Oh, we're gonna need Jacques here as well, I think. I didn't think of that one. Invite Jacques as well if you can. Hey, my invites are working now. Can you believe it? Get Jacques in here to come join you with the cameras.
so
Okay,
it's,
guys. Just while we're
Andy
waiting
Tubb.
there for our cameraman, let's take a look here. So, Mark, let's go back to our winners here while we wait. You have won 1 and I have won 1. We are the only... Kenny has never won, apparently. That can't be right. Do you remember Kenny winning a race?
Can't recall off the top of my head, but I'm sure he would have done.
Sure, that would be impressive if he didn't win a race, but he won the championship, because he is a championship winner.
But then, as we say, he's Mr. Consistency, isn't he? You know.
Oh no, he did definitely win one, so he is on that list. I just forgot to write him down here on my list. So between Kenny, yourself, and me, we hold 1 win each, and we need to catch Jacques, is what I'm trying to say. Jacques is sitting at 5, nobody challenging him. Jacques, what do you have to say about this? I'm going to jump into my race.
I feel very relaxed right now. I mean, the closest person who did challenge me left the community before he did so.
And he's sitting on
So,
3 wins.
Yeah, exactly. So I am relaxed, but I have a feeling it's gonna be trumped this season.
I don't know. I mean, you know, you might even up that tally.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Is it? They always say Mr. Lewis Hamilton is a man for stats, isn't he? He likes to top the race wins and all like that. So you never know. We could have our very own here.
Yeah, I was really not a big Lewis Hamilton fan, but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah. It's purely down to the stats. I mean, obviously he's a totally different type of racer. I'm sure he would not be able to do this rallycross type of race.
Oh no, not at all.
No.
Cool. So we've got Marius and Kyle in front, Kenny and Mark Quitty in the second row.
Good launch by I think it's Kenny there on the outside. So they went them two. You saw Marius and oh dear, oh
gosh, okay, that went.
Stuck there, so.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Yeah, it's helped Kyle. He's out in front. He's still got to do his Joker. Kenny, and he's in second. Has done his Joker. Marius we saw do his Joker as well. Why is it not showing him?
Yeah,
Marius
I don't think it's registered for Marius. Ooh. What's going on with Marius? That's not Marius.
Marius left the session, I think.
Okay. So it seems like Kyle did take his Joker now.
Yeah.
Kenny inheriting first place by quite a margin. So he's probably going to be pushing now because of that mistake there on the first 2 laps. Very unfortunate for Marius there. I think he got tangled up with Mark Quirty when Mark Quirty tapped that inside tire barrier.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm not too sure because it's Mark's going again, but he was on his roof, wasn't he? So has Marius gone back and helped him get back over there?
I really don't know, but it's really unfortunate for Marius not to finish a race.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll see him in the semi-final.
Definitely, yeah.
And he's quite quick.
Yeah, he's definitely. We were saying we didn't know any history of rallycross, and he's come into the championship and just being one of the contenders straight away. So he can only get quick, can't he?
Yeah, definitely.
So they're very spread out at the moment now. I think that was just down to a little bit of contact, and Kenny's pulled away. Just super fast overall time.
Yeah, I mean Kenny, that was a comfortable lead.
Yeah, Carl's car still looks all intact, which means there's no big full send.
Not yet. I'm saving it for the finale.
We were actually quite surprised none of your body panels came loose in that race.
In a few of my races now, I'm trying to keep my car together. I'm saving money. I used up all my tires, as Mark said before earlier today.
You spent the team's budget already on tires.
Yeah. But yeah, we were just saying that it was very unfortunate for Marius to exit because I think
I'm not sure what happens there.
Mark Quirty got into a bit of a tangle when Mark Quirty hit that tire barrier, and I think he had so much damage that it wasn't even worth continuing.
Well, it's always worth. I mean, if you exit, you don't get any points. If you finish in your position, you can still even beat some other guys. You don't know what's going to happen in the next race, and I mean, go till you can't anymore is what I usually do.
Cool, but that was a very comfortable race
for Kenny.
For the last 2 laps.
I don't know I don't know what they filled his car with fuel-wise, but I want some of that.
Cool. So I'm gonna prepare for my race. I think it's next, and then I'll check you guys in qualifying 4.
Awesome. Cool. I think Mark, you're also in this one, so
yeah.
I'm gonna need a cameraman. calling to cameraman people. Who's up for the job? Let's check here. I think, is Kenny... Let's get Kenny in. Kenny did earlier, didn't he?
Kenny,
let's call Kenny back here.
Sure.
Yeah, you're racing with Care Bear, so I can't use him. Yeah, make things a bit easier there. Okay, I've sent the invites to everybody. So this is the final race now of qualifying 3. We will be doing qualifying 4, the last round of qualifying next. Just waiting on our 4th driver, which is Berries. Let's hope he's got his internet sorted.
Yeah, he was explaining to me before when I jumped in the Discord chat. He's just saying he struggles mainly to get into the lobby. There's no way of keeping him in the lobby for the next round of heats. Like, is there another spectator mode or?
No, not really, because the problem is if we lose our cameraman, we're not going to have any angles for the people to watch, so we can't really keep him in.
Yeah.
He's the last race there as well, so...
He's in there. Chance to...
I see he's there, let him just... his license hasn't loaded on my screen yet. Okay, he's got his car, his license, let's go.
Right, I'm just going to jump out of the chat so I haven't got the commentary in me headset, but see if it makes any difference. I'll
go for it.
Back.
If you don't win, then
this one matters.
Good luck.
I'll see you in a bit.
Okay guys, so you're with me now, solo commentary for a bit. Now that I have you here, let's talk about something. What are we going to talk about now? We got quite a fast lineup here actually. Obviously Jacques, 5 times winner. Matt hasn't won any of the supercar rally fighters things yet, but he was definitely a contender for the last championship in the lights that we ran. Back when we had a few more guys, we ran a light series, which is the smaller RX cars. All of these ones are 600 horsepower, but the lights are only 300 horsepower. Both classes all-wheel drive. We got Ratek there hiding behind the Star Ford Focus there. You can just see his roof, the black roof there over the top of the Ford Focus. Barry's there on the left in the Polo, and on the right we got T. Care Bear. They're off. Pretty decent start from everyone there. We get Jacques and Care Bear into the Joker lap. Both Fords taking the Joker lap now. They're probably just going to fight it out. Oh, Ratek must have had some kind of problem because he joins there at the back, and that sent Care Bear into a wall. This has helped Berries now. He's got clean air. We know he's pretty quick, so he's going to be off with some of his fast laps now. Ratek now, I think, waited to let Care Bear through again. Back on Berries. Berries over the jump. We can see Berries is still lagging quite a lot. It's not really so great to see. Care Bear pulling away from Mark there. I think Mark making quite a few mistakes now. His car probably quite damaged. I think the only way that we're going to see those guys at the back catch up now is if the guys at the front make any mistakes. Barry's going to come out of that Joker with a lot more speed. It could put him right on the back now of Jacques there. Jacques actually used this car in Season 2. He was in a team with me. We used these same liveries. He was very fast that season as well. He won the Hell Round in Norway. Care Bear and Mark just finishing their third lap now, onto their final lap. I don't think we're going to see any position changes here. This is likely what it's going to be until the end. Looked like a little mistake there from Care Bear. So Jacques crosses the line in first. Second, we got Berries coming to the last wall area now as Care Bear with Ratek right up on his tail there. Both those guys taking a huge amount of damage. It's probably hurt their times quite a bit for this round. It's not what Ratek and Matt would have wanted. Okay, just screenshotting and saving the replays for later. Okay. Mark is actually going to be racing the next one again, so he has joined back. Might leave for the last race, I'm not sure.
It didn't really make much difference.
Yeah, if anything, probably worse. Explain what happened there.
I think to start with, I had a bit of contact with Berries. He was lagging a...
Oh, you've left the race here for some reason.
What?
Let me just invite you back. No worries. I thought that you had. I thought that you might have waited there. Okay, we got Artem, Matsutsi, Matt, and Mark. You guys are in this race now because of your jump starts last week, or when we did it 2 weeks ago, I mean. Jacques joining us here in commentary again because Mark will be racing.
Of the evening.
The final round of qualifying now.
Hopefully it's a good one.
Just missing Ratek there. I don't know why he's not in the session. I don't know how that came about.
Probably get fed up.
So Jacques is going to be our cameraman. I'm going to be there. Got our 4 cars in. We just wait for a livery change there from Ratek.
You're gonna be Andrew Coley the second.
Okay, I think all their liveries are good. They're putting some thumbs up now. Anyone watching the stream, it's always a bit handy when the thumbs are up, then I know that you guys are at your PlayStations and ready. Okay.
Cool. Looks like they're ready.
Let's do this. So Jacques, being one of the original people to take part in the series, how do you or what's your views on how it's grown compared to season 1?
Well, in season 1, I kind of just got the game. So the evolution of rally fighters from season 1 to season 4 now, it's a massive leap. I think most of these guys can actually compete against the world if we had an esports rallycross championship on Project Cars 2. So to be a part of that, I mean, it's kind of like an honor, and to be in the mix of all of them, it's quite good fun.
To win a race against some of these guys is incredible. I've won a few here and there, and it's like I don't expect it. These are some of the fastest guys I've ever seen online. Sometimes I'll be racing here and I'll feel a bit slow. I'll go join a random session, and I'll beat everybody easily. So it just shows that the level here is quite high these days.
Yeah, no, definitely.
For the majority of the races. Okay, they're off now. We've got, I'm sure Ratek's going to go Joker, and Artem following in there, I'm sure, at the back. No, Artem takes the normal lap, so Ratek, the only person now taking his Joker. It's probably quite a good thing unless he gets held up here by Artem. He's jumping a bit wide there. We've got Artem. Does look like he could be holding Ratek up there a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, being very
That's gonna hold him up a bit, and he looks like he's almost blocking Ratek. Yo, that's
man.
Artem is wow, that's high.
That is a high jump. Yeah,
That was quite impressive.
Yeah, I think that could qualify for the world record.
I don't know. I mean, if you remember season 1, Roy flew pretty high in that one race.
Oh yeah, I'm sure all of us had quite a few moments where we've jumped quite high with the cars. I mean, Evil Knievel would be proud.
Yeah. Okay, so Matt now in the lead here. He hasn't taken his Joker yet, so that is still possible that it could change. Matsutsi has been doing pretty decently all night. Other than those mistakes he's been making, he has actually been pretty quick. It does seem Ratek could be creeping up there on him, though.
Yeah, I mean, Ratek's been looking really strong throughout the races. Oh, and then Matsutsi goes a bit wide there. I'm not too sure if that's a bit of lag. But he is driving really aggressive now to make up that
quite
time.
Hard. He's probably feeling a bit of pressure now as well from Ratek.
Yeah, that
there. Ooh, and that's hurt Ratek as well. Ratek saved him actually, and Ratek took the impact, pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
it just shows how dangerous that corner actually is. It's quite a horrible one. It's not always your mistake that gets you.
Yeah, I know. That's not the first time people have been making that mistake tonight.
I don't think it'll be the last either.
No, not at all.
So Care Bear comfortable there over the line, and first Ratek did manage to get past Matsutsik, but that'll have hurt his time quite a lot, I would imagine. Also, not easy to drive with that much damage. You can see the car quite battered. Artem, though, with the biggest battered car there at the end. I think he hit every panel there. That was impressive. He needs his pilot's license for that one. That was quite high.
Yeah, I mean, he could be getting a bit of a fine there. But that was an eventful race. Very exciting. Very slow in the times, obviously, for qualifying. But I mean, that was very, very exciting.
So now I am doing this race, so you guys are going to be commentating. So don't go anywhere, because Shark, you are in the third race.
Yeah, I'm in the last race.
So I'm going to swap myself. We swap one mini for another mini.
Spot the difference.
That is Matt's night over. he won his final round there. That was a good showing from Matt. Goodbye, Matt. You are the weakest link.
From the winner to the loser.
Okay, so
No, but
in this
Matt-
race, joining me is Mark and Kento. It would be Matt Morris, but not with us tonight due to some work. Oh, I think it's my turn to have a not clean race. Mine have all been pretty. I haven't been going too fast, but I've just been trying to save my car and just make it to the end. So this could be the race of bad luck for me. Let's hope it's not. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
very
just-
unfortunate there with Matsutzik, Mark, going through the what do we call those columns? The ones that have claimed so many
Columns of
bumpers.
doom. Columns of doom there. It's unfortunate, but I think he messaged it. He pulled over to the side of the track and let me back through. So good sportsmanship. It's one of them. I don't know.
It
whether
wasn't
he needed to do
intentional.
that,
It
but
was. He
No,
probably
no.
didn't have to, but it's nice to see that there are guys in the community
Exactly.
that are good sportsmen.
Yeah.
And yeah, just unfortunate, could have happened to anyone. We saw it happen to Kenny. He didn't have anyone right behind him, but even Kenny, being one of the faster drivers, can happen to him as well.
Yeah. Yeah, some good sportsmanship, and as you said, I'm not sure whether he necessarily had to do that. I mean, it's
I'm
unfortunate.
gonna go
I
radio
mean,
silence for now, guys. So
Awesome.
Good luck
Good
with
luck with the
commentary.
race.
catch you later. So yeah, that's definitely a race that gets your blood pumping. Just trying to find time back and stuff, and it just wasn't happening. But that's
Yeah, no.
rallycross.
Yeah, I mean, Carl and I were just telling each other that you looked like you were actually catching up to him. I think it's Matt Tutzik in
Yeah.
in the Citroen. So we were also saying that he's probably feeling the pressure from that Mini as well.
And then in return, I think I started overdriving it as well, getting too much slide and stuff, which, it's all factors in, doesn't it? So,
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
yeah, so we've got Kento on pole, Mark on the outside, and Kyle at the back.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Carl's going to take his Joker lap, unless he's feeling a bit brave.
Yeah.
What a
He's
good
definitely got that
start.
line. Yeah, it was a nice, clean start by them all. Carl's got
Bit
some
of
smoke coming off there. Yeah.
Well, he did tell us he was going to full send a bit in this race. Not too much, but just enough to give us a show. Oh,
Kento
Kenton.
just it does that. It pulls you sometimes, doesn't it, when you get you land just that little bit funny.
And it seems like Carl is right on Mark's
On the
bumper now. Yeah,
Yeah.
putting a
It's
lot of
super
pressure
tricky.
on him.
Super tricky to try and find somewhere past on this track.
Yeah, definitely. And Mark's like, that is a clear sign for Carl to take that opportunity.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate for Mark there. That pillars have been taking everyone out.
Yeah. Columns of Doom. That's what I've
Yeah.
named them.
Jeez, yeah, it's insane. And you have to brake
Kenton-
very precisely. Sorry.
Yeah. Kenton's he's coming back at Mark, and he's trying to have a go now. It's,
Yeah, this is going to be a very good battle to watch now.
yeah. So Mark's gone for his Joker, and Kento's gone. Just a little bit wide.
Yeah,
As soon as
makes
you
a
get onto that
mistake
grass,
there.
it pulls you out. Yeah.
But it seems like Carl is really comfortable in the lead now, so all he has to do is just keep it neat and tidy, and he'll win another round of qualifying.
Yeah.
in his heat. So that's awesome to him. It's awesome to watch him do this because he's usually the one to kind of find every single wall and tag it. So.
Just gone a little bit wide there, but nothing to worry about. Plenty of room. Kento still trying, and there's a 4-second gap now up to Kyle. Oh, Kento's just gone the wrong way again off that jump, but he's
looks like that's the second
back.
time now. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very unfortunate. There comes Kyle for the win.
Another bumpers all on.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, he's done well for the team. As we say, he spent too much on tyres, so he's got no money left for bumpers and stuff. So.
Yeah, I
He's
think the
done
budget is kind of spent now. Wow, that was a very interesting race between Kento and Mark.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see much of it after I passed Mark there at the columns of doom, as you've been calling them.
Yeah, you were once Mark and Kento made this mistake. Comfortable.
I did mess up the last lap. I started running a bit wide. I don't know if my tires were maybe a bit stuffed. I started going a bit more sideways on this one than I had been going tonight. Couldn't resist.
Your Joker lap was quite fun to watch.
Yeah,
bit of
it's a
full
nice Joker that you can just throw it around. It's quite a comfortable one at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't do that with the regular lap with those Pillars of Doom.
Well, you can. For every time you try, you got to try about 100 times before you can do it once. But I did do it once or twice in practice. But to risk it in an actual race, maybe I'll do it in a final if I make it there.
Yeah, I mean, if you have nothing to lose, might as well, you know.
Alright, so
Cool, guys, I'll check you.
Shark is racing this one now, so I'm just going to clear you there. Awesome. Good luck for your race.
Awesome, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Alright, so into the last round, or last race of the final round of qualifying. There's a lot of, I always get a bit mixed with rounds and races and heats, and there's so many ways of saying it, and so many of the ways could be the same way of saying it, so it's quite a, I think for people that don't know rallycross, it's quite a tough thing to get into at first. I think it intimidates a lot of guys. They don't quite feel comfortable. It's not like a lot of other racing. You got to sort of do a bit of maths. Or you can. Once you know it, you won't forget it. It's very simple actually, but just because of all the work that goes into it, it can be mistaken as quite a complex thing to begin with, and quite intimidating for some guys. I think some guys don't give it a chance, which is a shame, because it is quite addicting once you get into it. Well, talking about the Joker, I'll let you just continue yours, but I got a Joker story for you once you're done there. I'm just inviting the last guys.
If you come from circuit racing, then you look at this and they're like, why are they going out there? You know, why is he doing it now and they're doing it later? And it kind of plays into its own, and it gives people that breathing space. And especially in the qualifying, because it is a time-based race, it gives you a breathing space and an opportunity, and it's quite a calculated choice, and when you actually go for that joker, it can make or break your race, really, can't it?
Yeah, it can. Sorry, I was just reading a message now from Matsutzik. He's just telling me about on the stream when I'm inviting people about the blue screen. He says that it doesn't have your voice in the thing when the blue screen is on. So we'll have to look into that one. Thanks for the heads up, Matsutsi.
Okay.
Cool, but yeah, just back on my Joker story. While I still remember it before I get distracted by other things. So I went to a World Rallycross that was here in Cape Town last year, and there was some woman standing on the same stand I was on, and they were going, why are some of the cars going that way and some of the cars going that way, and they were having a huge debate about it, and I thought it went on for a bit too long, so I decided to share my knowledge on the subject, and I said, no, that is the Joker lap. And then the woman said, oh, thanks. And she turned to what could have been her friend or her mother. There was a bit of an age difference. And she said, oh, that's the Joker lap. It's funny. And that's where I left it. I sort of had to walk away at that point. So no, it's not a funny lap. It's the Joker lap.
So there's some woman in South Africa, well, two women, that think that is just a funny sort of lap.
Yeah,
That's
just.
cool. I mean, it is weird how they called it the Joker lap, but
I suppose it's sort of like a card game. The Joker is like an. I'm not too familiar with cards. I don't actually really know how to play any of them, but I know that the Joker is supposed to be an unpredictable card.
yeah.
Okay, the cars are about to launch here. We've got the Ford of Kenny there at the back. Seemed to get quite a good launch there. He's right on the back of Berries. His teammate Marius following Jock into the Joker. So they have done their Jokers now. They have just got to catch the two in front. Can they put in faster lap times? Kenny's pretty much locked in here behind Berries. Even if he did have the pace to get past, it is going to be quite tough. So it'll be interesting to figure out if Berries or Jacques has got the faster pace here, leading the trains. It seems Jacques is right on the back of Kenny now, leaving Marius a little behind.
I was going to say, I think Jack has done well to come onto the back of them.
It's definitely what you want to do when you take your Joker on the first lap. The only thing here is if he is faster than Kenny, and if Kenny is a bit slower than Berries, it could stop him from being able to get Berries once Berries takes that Joker lap.
See if Berries goes for it.
I think Berries will hold on right to the end. He's just going to put in those fast laps and hope that he can have enough space to get out ahead of these guys. Kenny will follow him in, obviously, but he's worried about Jacques there, who's 2 cars back in the Star Ford. I think he has done it, though. He is pulling away.
Yeah. Berries has just dropped into a 33 lap time, 33.8 lap time, so that's showing super fast pace.
Really quick there from Jacques, though, putting pressure on Kenny there. He's definitely going to get past Kenny, I think. It's going to be very tight on the exit here with Jacques. No, Berry's put in enough time. He did hold on to first, so the positions did change. Jacques up to second. Both those Fords tipping quite a lot on that jump, if you've noticed.
Yeah.
They tip to the left a bit. Their left, our right. Looking at them come over.
Ooh,
Kenny into the wall. So that's actually, Marius is probably through there. Yes, he is. So Marius in third. That has ruined Kenny's final qualifying round. Luckily for him, I think he's put in some good qualifying rounds so far. So he probably hurt him from winning the qualifying, but he will definitely still be okay. We only started tonight with, it was supposed to be 12 with Matt Morris, but that puts us to 11. So with 11 drivers taking part, all do make it into the, everyone does make it into the semi-finals, which takes 12 people. So everyone is safe for that, but obviously the points is still a big factor. You get a lot of your points from qualifying.
I was going to say, Marius, he's stuck on the back of them. I mean, that's there. Marius, Jack, and Kenny. He's stuck
It
on
is
the back
very
of them,
quick.
and he reaped a big reward there of Kenny just making a mistake. So I mean, fair play to him. He's done well.
Definitely, it's what you got to do in rallycross. Just keep pushing. Don't give up. Okay, guys. So that's it for tonight with the rallycross. We will be back on Wednesday night with the semi-finals and the finals, starting at 8 o'clock GMT plus 2 South African time. That's 1 hour behind for the UK, and I think most of Europe is on our time zone now, so it'll be the same for those guys. And then we will be on again on Thursday night with the GT3s, where you'll see some of the same guys and a few others. Yeah, so that's been us tonight. Thanks for your help there, Ratek. It's
Yeah, no problem. Thanks
always
again.
a good stream. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheerio.